I'm so excited.
Why?
We're going to go political.
That's right. The real Barry Horvath coming right up.
Hello, everybody. My name is Barry Horvath, and this is Moving Forward TV, your local market update.
And I am Delynn Gaston. Thank you for joining us today. And yes, you are correct.
We're so excited.
We are going political.
I can't believe it.
Yay!
We said we would never do it. It wouldn't happen. But unfortunately, in my life, there's this factor of there's no avoidance for me right now.
I know. You know, and the thing is we do have a good platform here, and we've got a lot of good followers and such. And I know that you've been out and about, and you've been talking to everybody all over Pasco County, and it is one of the larger counties in the state, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it is. So it's a lot of territory to cover. And I know that you've been trying to get out there and meet as many people as you can. So I figured that let's give you a little bit of a break from talking to crowds and crowds and crowds, and just do it
a one-on-one with the camera
via TV.
Oh, great!
It's a little bit easier.
Let me tell you about Pasco County. How big it is: 752 square miles, 500,000 people, and the population boom is growing, growing, growing. And we thought we knew all the real estate professionals. I've met a gazillion more. There's so many of them out there, and there's so many good ones out there. It's amazing, you know, of the number of people in this county, how big it is, and the real estate market. I mean, we're in a boom like nobody. You know, we're one of the fastest growing counties in the state right now. It's just amazing.
I did not know that either.
Yeah,
I knew it was one of the larger counties. But I didn't know
in
that
terms
it
of
was
square
growing
miles,
as
like I
much
said, 752 square miles. You ought to try
you've walked
covering it.
most of them, huh?
Yeah, I've walked it. I've met so many new people. It's so funny how the east side and the west side differ in their lifestyle so much because
Really?
Oh yeah, the east is all rural country.
And so I'm like jumping way ahead of my questions, but so like where's the dividing line? Just out of curiosity, is it the Suncoast? Is it 75?
Somewhere, you know, Wesley Chapel's kind of the new Tampa per se.
Right.
And
Wesley Chapel's beautiful.
And when
Beautiful
you get
country
east,
there.
yeah, and Wesley Chapel has the largest median income in the county. Go figure, because most of those.
Does it really?
Yes, it
I didn't know
does.
that either.
Yeah, because most of the people actually in Wesley Chapel go to Tampa and work, so they make more money. And it's sad that we can't say they work here in
Because
Pasco.
they're so close, it's conveniently located.
Sure it is.
75 Suncoast,
yeah,
hop
it's
right on,
there.
and you're in Tampa.
And
no
that
time.
area is booming, and it's beautiful. But when you get on the other side, the east side of Wesley Chapel, all of a sudden it becomes a whole nother world. You know, the Zephyr Hills, the Dade City.
A little more laid back.
Definitely laid back. The people out there enjoy that rural country living, the quietness. They don't want their houses stacked on top of each other.
Right.
You know, they enjoy.
And it's beautiful over there.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. So
They don't care that they don't have 5 Starbucks.
I feel like you're
or-
in the middle of nowhere. And again, you're not all that far from, you know, jumping on the Suncoast or the highway and getting to Tampa.
You would never survive because there's not 5 Starbucks, you know, or Dunkin' Donuts stacked, you know.
I know. I judge by how close the nearest Starbucks is.
Yeah, it's just not that way over there. It's
My
a
phone
totally
notifies me when I'm near a Starbucks.
different- Really? That's almost scary. That's scary. But no, it's definitely a different world. Their goals are different. The lifestyle is completely different. They don't want all this traffic that we have over
Right,
on the
on the
Trinity
west side.
side and the west side. So.
All right, so let's get on. So we kind of like just went right into things, and I did want to talk to you about that, but I want to back up a little bit, and I want to start.
That's a back up. That's Home Depot. I've been there.
I've known you for a number of years now, so I know the real Barry and what's inside of your heart and things like that, but other people might not know you, and I know you're trying to get out there and get to know everybody, and it's hard when you're in an environment of where you're speaking, and then there's so many people, and people can't get one-on-ones with you. So tell me, let's back all the way up. Now, I do know that you were born in New Jersey, and you moved down here, and you've been down here a long time.
A gazillion years.
You were a child, right, when you moved here?
Oh, yeah, I was
10, 9?
I was 7, actually. 7 years old, I moved here. My father worked in Newark, New Jersey for a company called Celanese. They were a plastic company. And my mom worked for Jay Connolly's. It was like an accounting firm
Okay.
in north of Arlington, New Jersey.
So why did they decide to move to
You know
Pasco
what?
County,
I'm
Florida?
I'm gonna tell you, my dad, it was a corporate structure, and it was during the time where every day he would come home from work and there was layoffs, and he would wonder, would he have a job? And he didn't like the feeling of, that insecurity of he couldn't control his own destiny, like someone else could just pull out a pink slip and say, you know what, you don't work here anymore.
Right.
And it was happening every day. And, he just didn't want to do it anymore. So he took, I guess they got some stock options in the company. He took them and he says, we're going to Florida. And they actually, you probably don't even know this, we were going to live in Sarasota, Florida. My dad wanted to open a hardware store because his mom and dad actually had a luncheonette in Harrison, New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
And they lived, that was kind of the
His parents
concept.
were entrepreneurial.
They were. They had a little luncheonette in Harrison. They lived upstairs. The luncheonette was downstairs in downtown.
That's normal in New
And
Jersey.
it had all the bar stools and all the candies on the shelves and the newspapers, and people would come in, drink coffee and buy their candy, get their newspaper. That was the lifestyle of it.
And that's how your dad was raised.
Yes, and he grew up in that store, and he wanted, to
His own
move down
store.
here. So we were going to live actually in Sarasota. He put a bid, an offer in. It was called Lenny's Hardware, I remember. And it was all done deal, and all of a sudden, the seller backed out. Shocking. We never heard that in real estate.
Yeah, I know.
So, it blew up, and we wound up in Newport Richey. It was called a White's Auto Store in Newport Richey. It was actually in Davis Center. And I'll tell you more about that because I think we got to go to break already, but because Casey's cooking up something really good here with her, is it Aloha salad that she's going to make this week? Aloha
Yum.
salad, I'm told, so it sounds refreshing. I know it's not summertime anymore, but we're going to go check out her salad, so we'll be right back.
I'm Casey Quaretti, this is Chat and Dish, and today I'm very jealous because my best friend and her husband are off to Hawaii for a vacation. I'm staying home, so I thought I would treat myself to an Aloha salad. Let's take a quick surf through the ingredients. We're gonna need baby spinach, about 8 ounces of ham, a tomato, fresh blueberries, fresh pineapple, fresh mushrooms, some sliced red onion, and then either poppy seed dressing or balsamic vinaigrette, your choice. You're gonna start off with either preheating a barbecue grill or a grill pan. Then grab your ham and your pineapple. You're going to grill your pineapple and your ham. Once you get nice grill marks on your ham, go ahead and turn it over. Turn your pineapple over when you get nice grill marks on it. You're bringing out a real sweetness in the pineapple. The grilling is absolutely fantastic. While our ham and our pineapple are chilling, we need to go ahead and clean our mushrooms. And I just have a damp paper towel, not wet, damp. If you use wet paper towel or run them under water, they're gonna soak up the water like a sponge. Grab a good sharp knife and let's go ahead and thinly slice our mushrooms. I'm setting my mushrooms aside, and next I am going to tackle my tomato. First, take out the core. Easy peasy, just go around in a circle, shove it off to the side, and then slice your tomato into very thin little wedges. I've cut the ham lengthwise, and now I'm cutting it into julienne slices. Basically, that's just bite-sized, thin little slices of ham. We are ready to build our salad. First up, we've got our spinach. Secondly, the tomatoes, gorgeous red, go right on top of the bright green spinach. On top of that, I'm going to break up the pineapple and just put some nice chunks around. We don't want to put too much pineapple, so one slice, a slice and a half is really about all you need. On top of that goes a nice handful of our julienne ham. And the ham looks absolutely gorgeous because it's got those little lines on it from being on the grill. Don't hold back on the ham. This is kind of a full meal salad. And then on top of that, we're going to put our sliced mushrooms. So we're just layering this on top. Oh, this is going to be gorgeous when it's all done. Look at how beautiful this is. Nice piled high. And on top of that, we're going to put a few blueberries. Just let them slide and roll around. Blueberries do roll. Okay, there we go. And the last thing that we're going to put on is our very finely sliced red onion. Red onion always looks beautiful sitting on top of something because it kind of has a mind of its own. And then comes the salad dressing drizzle. Today I am using a balsamic vinaigrette. I really like the combo of a balsamic, the tartness of the balsamic vinaigrette, along with the sweetness of the pineapple and the blueberries. But sometimes I serve it with poppy seed dressing. I like that too. Poppy seed dressing is a little bit on the sweeter side. I don't use it if I'm going to do a dinner salad, but if I'm doing a lunch salad, poppy seed is great. You pick whatever dressing you like. Hey, that's it. We're ready to eat. Simple and delicious, almost as good as a Hawaiian vacation. Aloha! I'm off to have my salad.
So what'd you think of that aloha salad?
I need one of those in my life.
Casey always cooks up something good.
I know,
Really gotta love
and
it.
healthy and fresh, and that really did look very good.
Yeah. So you want to talk more about politics?
I do. So, okay,
this
so
is the norm for me. Just I know you're all excited. You're like,
know,
this is such fresh new material. I'm like, here we go again.
I
More
know,
politics.
I
It's
know.
okay.
But and this is good because I do want to get it out to the people who you don't get a chance to talk one-on-one with, because you are, you have a lot to offer to this county, and I want other people to know about it too. But let's go back to your parents. So your parents alone, I think, is a wonderful story. So your parents, God bless
Yes.
them, still living and still together, married
Yes.
how long now?
They've been married 55 years.
God bless. How
In a
wonderful
row,
is that?
I might add. 55 years in a row.
Your dad
and,
says in a row.
no. And if you've ever met my parents, they had, it was
so
White's Auto.
wonderful.
When we moved here, they opened up the White's Auto. Okay, that's what it was. And it was next to Davis Hardware. And they didn't know when they bought the business that Davis Hardware didn't renew the lease. So they had to move. So that was their first controversy. Like, it was like a month after they bought the business.
Oh my
so like,
gosh.
oh, by the way, we're not renewing your lease. So,
Oh, no.
so then they moved to Hudson in 52. And I remember it was 1,100 square feet. And then they were White's Auto, as everybody knew them. And my dad would put all this merchandise in, and literally he kept ordering. He's like, people want that. People need that. We got to have what people need. Eventually, the merchandise that was just, this high went all the way up to the ceiling. Wow. And I'm not kidding you. And when he went to get something in the store, he knew where everything was. Always. Bob, you got one of those little gizmo. My dad's name was Bob. You got one of those little widget gizmo things? Yep, I got one. It's right over here. He'd go over there in the corner, and there'd be a little drawer up there on the top shelf. He'd open the drawer, and he'd pull it out. He'd go, here you go. And people would love that. And he knew everybody's name who came in. And, and then they eventually...
And they grew the business,
Yeah,
too.
they eventually cut through the wall and took over another 700 square feet. So then it was 1,800 square feet.
Now, your parents, in the midst of buying and running and growing a successful business, were also raising 3 boys.
Yes.
Just moved to Florida.
Yes.
And you are a middle child.
I am the middle child. Yes, I have 2 brothers.
Yeah.
And you know what they say about the middle child? We always want everything to be okay. And I'm always that way,
you have to, because you are the middle, you have to pacify the younger. So
Yes,
learn.
true.
And you have to pacify the older. So you have
And I
to
was-
kind of like learn to be.
Yeah, you have to be that mediator. And I've always
Right.
been a good mediator. And I think, I
You
love...
listen to both sides.
You have to listen to both sides.
Right.
So running for office,
It's perfect.
Yeah, it is, because I'm going to be the middleman between government and the people.
See.
And I'd like to think I'm going to be representing the people.
And you have a lifetime of experience of being in the middle, listening to
Boy,
both
do
sides.
boy, do I ever.
So
Even
that's
like
good.
in our companies, we have our people, our employees, and you run, one of our companies, and, I'm in the middle, because they're like, me, 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 and you're like, wah, 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 and I got to go, whoa, let's come together, let's make this work, and, usually it works out.
So now, speaking of that, so your grandparents were entrepreneurial and self-employed. Your parents entrepreneurial, self-employed, Is that why you decided to? Because at first I know that you used to work at a Radio Shack.
Yes, yes. I actually climbed the corporate ladder because I thought it would be cool to get all those stock options and benefits
Yes.
and all that. And then I did that for a long time, climbed my way all the way up. I became like a regional team leader for several stores, and I was making really good money. And you know, I was never money driven. But I learned that you're working 80, 90 hours a week for someone else, and you had no life, especially around Christmas time. Like
Right. And
from
retail,
Thanksgiving,
you were in retail at
yeah,
the time.
from
That's crazy.
Thanksgiving, they called it the Golden Quarter, right before, from actually the end of October all the way till January.
You're
You were done.
nonstop,
You
yeah.
were done. I mean, it was literally 14, 16 hours
That's
a
crazy.
day, and driving, and and not that I didn't like dealing with customers, but people in
It was a lot.
it was a lot.
So what did you decide to do?
I decided that I was going to get into the financial business because I always loved money. It was shocking. I mean, who doesn't love money?
And numbers.
And people would ask me to help them. Hey, Barry, you're a pretty smart guy, blah, blah. I mean, I bought my first house at 19 years old. So obviously,
That's pretty cool.
Probably, I felt like, that was pretty responsible.
Very.
Where I had friends at the age
Don't
of
even
28.
have a car.
At the age of 28, they still live at home.
Yeah.
In fact, some of my friends back from school still live at home. I'm just kidding.
I have a friend who was like in the 25 or something, and they said, I'm buying a jet ski. It's a big move for me.
Anyway, I decided I got into this financial business and went and got training, did it part-time to begin with, worked at my mom and dad's store, going to school, training, all these things, and juggling many, many hats. And then, I just didn't want to work for anybody else because like in our business, we have a lot of freedom. And now I always felt like, put me in a cage, throw away the key, because that's the way you feel when you
Right.
worked for somebody else. And I remember actually I had a car accident back in '89, and that kind of changed my life and gave me a new perspective. I was working for Radio Shack, and not to knock the corporate world, but I couldn't go to work. I gave them my life for so many years, and I was on my way to work, and I got hit. I was laid up for 6 months. They forced me on, I had what they called unlimited sick time, so they were paying me. Well, that works until they force you to go on leave. Well, they forced me on leave. So then you learned about, you're a number. People don't care about you. So I know, but we got to go to break.
All right.
We'll be right back after this.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex. Short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
So back to the political arena here.
Oh, geez.
So,
That's fun.
So after the corporate world, you came out and you decided to become self-employed.
Yes, and let me reiterate too about the self-employed thing. The reason I wanted to be an employer per se is because I knew what it was like to be on the other side. And I want to take care of people, so that it's a good working environment. So don't get me wrong, everybody has their place and
Right,
role in
right,
life.
right.
A lot of people love that 9 to 5 thing, and I respect that. I think it's a wonderful thing, and we need people on all roles and walks of life. But I want them to be, the people that work the 9 to 5 should also be taken care of in a proper way and not pushed aside and treated like a number.
Right.
So, and that's always been our philosophy kind of in our workplace too,
Right.
as you know.
And you do, and you have a few successful companies that you have been running for a number of years now. So, which brings up the whole political. So, why running these successful as one of those?
Why would a guy like me step up for office? You know
Yes.
what? Here's the reality. We can all sit on the sideline and complain and say this isn't right, that's not right.
Somebody should do this. Somebody should do that. Somebody
or
should do this.
we can step in and feel like you can make a difference. And you know what? I respect the incumbent for running and being part of office, because running on this campaign, I know how hard it is and what a challenge it can be. But I also don't want to sit there and let my life pass by and say, you know what? I didn't try to make a difference. I want to leave an
good for
impact.
you.
I want to leave an impact in the community. I want to leave a legacy, and I believe people want change right now. I think that's the hot word.
Right.
Because of everything. Because is this world going to be perfect? No. Can one person make a difference? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And it's not one person by himself. It's one person who leads the charge
Right.
to a crusade to make a difference. And
Right.
we have a great community. I mean, you got to love Pasco. And
I totally do.
I mean, you go outside, it's beautiful today. And
Now, so tell me about your campaign then. You said it is challenging. so let's start with that. And
now, these are the hard questions now.
did you expect anything else
Yeah,
but this
ABC
from me?
News offered me a lot of money to come do the same interview that I'm doing for free with you, right?
So tell, and now I know it has been grueling on you, because I do know you, and we've worked together for a number of years now, and I've seen what it has done to you, quite frankly.
You notice I got new grace.
I
You can zoom
have
in.
noticed.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I was just looking at, I'm not kidding you. I was looking at one of our older videos.
Yeah, it wasn't
and
that
this
long
happens
ago.
every year on the presidential, too. You can see the presidents when they go in 4 years later, and when they go out, their hair is a different color.
Well, it's true. And I'm already out in the community. I've been out in the community. But now I'm out in the community and doing speaking engagements, still trying to help with the companies, keep things going, dealing with, we have certain employee issues, challenges.
Your plate runneth over.
And it definitely becomes time consuming in many ways, but it's been exciting at the same time. I mean, I have met people I would have never ever met in my life had I not run for office, and it opens a whole new world of people that come
And I was
into
going to say,
your
what
life.
has been probably the most rewarding part of
I would say the most rewarding part
the
is
last 6 months, has it been?
Yeah, it's pretty. The rewarding part is meeting the people, and when somebody comes up to you, a total stranger, or somebody tags you on social media that you have no idea who they are, and they say, "Thanks for stepping up and running for office," because they know my heart is pure and why I'm doing this. I have, there's no special interest here. I don't need this,
Right, right.
And when somebody says that to you, oh my gosh, that just, it makes you say, okay, I can do this another day.
Oh, see, so that is actually your fuel to keep you getting up.
Yeah.
Because you get up very early in the morning and you're running until very late at night.
And it's every single day, and it's,
for 6 months now, 7 days a week.
well, it's been longer than
Or
that.
8 months, whatever.
It was the end of
It's a-
January.
It's a
January
blur.
23rd.
It's a blur to me. It has been a difficult year,
You
and you've been running nonstop, 7 days a week.
And then the hard part is too, some people said, oh, I'm going to help, I'm going to help you. I'm going to support you. And then they're afraid to, because this whole party system, oh, I can't help you because you're running as a Democrat and I'm a Republican.
I know. I don't understand why
I can't
people
come
are
to your
so
meet and greet
party-driven.
because of this, especially on a local level, it shouldn't be. I mean, I'm a Democrat because I've been a Democrat since I was 18.
Right.
And I appreciate the party support that I've been getting. I'm very
People
grateful.
need to,
that-
whether they're Democrats or whether they're Republicans or independents or libertarians, they need to just look at the individual candidate and
Yes.
see whose views and values line up with theirs.
Well, yeah, especially on a local government
Regardless,
level.
exactly,
They need to look
regardless
at,
of whether
pick
it's
who you
Democrat or-
feel is the best
Right,
candidate. If you
right.
feel my opponent is the best candidate and you're, vote for them. I'm
So-
not saying you should, but, but I mean, that's the right thing to do.
So besides the grueling hours that you've been keeping, what would you say has been the hardest part?
The hardest part is fundraising. I mean, we're doing, as you know, right now, we have a meet and greet like every week.
Yes.
And, you're
And
begging.
You have to pay for those.
Yeah, and I'm begging people for money to help support the campaign.
And the signs cost money.
And then they
mailers
get torn
cost
down.
money.
That's the other part, is putting up my own
I
sign.
was going to say.
We don't, my campaign doesn't have all the money to put up our signs. So I've had people come out. I'm doing it myself.
In the middle
We're
of the
out
night.
In the middle of the night. And
Because
then,
the traffic is less.
sure, traffic is less. And
And then you're up at 6 running someplace else to Dade City or
then
whatever.
And that's the hard part too, because you lose a lot of sleep over it. But people will. It's really.
Which was why I understand your keys were in the refrigerator the other morning.
Yeah, when you get home late, anything can
And
happen.
you put your leftovers in the refrigerator.
You just don't even know what you're
Your
going to wind
keys are
up.
there too.
Yeah, at least they're cool for you, right? But yeah, it's very hard, and I commend anybody who steps up and runs for office and tries to make a difference. So.
But it is important, and everybody, and we do appreciate you're doing this. So now, I know that you also have some meet and greets.
Yes, we have
Speaking of
meet
which,
and
coming
greets
up.
come up.
So let's tell everybody. 'Cause
Yeah, we have, actually, there's only going to be one more meet and greet, which will be at Johnny Brusco's on November 1st at 6 o'clock. In fact, if you come, we're going to have free appetizers, and your first beer will be free. How about that? I mean, that's one of the great parts about this community, is people want to step
Excellent.
up and
Nice.
help you.
Nice.
And
Yeah, they
then,
do.
we've got other events for WPBA.
Yes, we do.
We want
We
to
have a
mention
couple
those.
things
We got
going
River
up.
Lights Boat Parade, December 3rd, coming up. Actually, it's going to be December 2nd and December 3rd. And then we have the Grinch event, which we're looking for
December 9th.
families to sponsor right now at Spartan Manor. In fact, tickets are on sale now online on WPBA.biz.
That's a good point. I know that we're probably running a little long, but I do want to mention, as far as the Grinch, how the Grinch saved Christmas, a lot of you already know about it. If you don't, please go to WPBA.biz and read about it. This is our 6th year doing it. We pick local families in our area who are in need right now, who otherwise maybe have children, something happened in the family, and otherwise would not have a Christmas. And we helped 6 families last year, so we are looking for families right now. So please share this show, share our information, and let us know if you know of a family who is in need.
Absolutely. And if you want to, can I put in a pitch, since I already
Yes.
said what the hardest part of this campaign is,
Yes.
is raising money. If they can go
Yes.
on www.berryforpasco.com, you can make a campaign contribution online securely, and
Right.
and I appreciate every dollar makes a difference, and it's been a run. It's been,
It's been good, and man, good for you. God bless you. Are really doing well, and I pray. The big thing I want to say is, please get out and vote.
Yeah,
Please,
go
every
go
vote
out,
counts.
and every
Don't think
vote
yours
does
doesn't.
count.
Yes.
And people say to me, Barry, you're too nice a guy to run for office. And
Yes,
you've worked
I've
for
said that a million times.
But you know that when something's not right, that I put my foot down and then it's over. And
Yes.
So don't mistake my niceness for lack of leadership and strong
I
leadership.
can tell you that because I work for him. That's
But,
true.
when things are all kumbaya and fine, I'm a good guy. But when things got to get done, we got to get
Things
them
got to
done.
get done. You get it done.
Yeah, so-
And that's good. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for getting to know Barry a little bit more. Please do go to berryforpasco.com, and you can learn more about him, the meet and greets that are coming up. But please, please, please vote. Get this show out, share it,
Yeah,
like
we're all
us.
both social media. So
All
is
that
Barry for
stuff.
Pasco too.
That's right.
Yeah, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. We're
Right.
all over. And thanks for watching our show. You know what?
But
Thanks for interviewing me.
thanks everyone for watching. We are Today and Every Day.
Moving forward.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.